Morning. I want to welcome everybody. You'll see me around up here, Reverend Ganung or Mr. Ganung or Rev G if you can't pronounce Ganung, but I will be up here periodically throughout the year because this is our sacred time together. And the way I want to begin this morning is I just want to ring the bell once. Some people call it a singing bowl or a gong, and that's fine. I call it a bell of mindfulness. So I'm going to ring it once and just put aside all your thoughts about your worries about the day and the week ahead, memories from the past, and just be present. Follow your breathing gently in and out. I'm going to ring it once for about a minute. We'll sit, and then I'll ring it again, okay? So join me in this. Just let the sound of the bell just carry you down into some peaceful center within. That's great. Now that's exactly when we have a student or a faculty member or an outside speaker, we want to be really quiet, give them our full attention. That's perfect. I've been in places with Thich Nhat Hanh, the Dalai Lama, where there have been 10,000 people, and you could hear a pin drop as soon as they walk in. Let me begin with one of my favorite writers is John O'Donohue. He's an Irish writer. And a book of poetic prose. It's called Anam Cara. In Gaelic, Anam Cara means soul friend. And everyone knows what a soul friend is. A soul friend is somebody that you can go to at any time that won't judge you, will just listen to you really sincerely. Sometimes they won't even offer any advice or anything. They're just there. Maybe you're going through a difficult time. And when you leave that person, you feel energized, you feel better about yourself. Think about it. Everyone here, I hope, has at least one. We don't usually have too many, as a soul friend you can go to. So in this book, Anam Cara, it's a book I often carry in my backpack when I'm out hiking with my dog. Just read a page or two and really think about it as I'm out in nature. In this prayerful beginning, he says, I give thanks for arriving safely in the new dawn, for the gift of eyes to see the world, the gift of mind to feel at home, for you to feel at home here, your home away from home, Taft, to feel at home in my life, the waves of possibility breaking on the shores of dawn, and all the furtherings that this new day will bring. Another poet, John Daniel, who's a wilderness writer from the northwest of Oregon, Seattle area, he writes, among other wonders of our lives, we are alive. You know that? You're alive. The bell is supposed to wake you up. With one another, we walk here in the light of an unlikely world that isn't ours for long. And I know that as I'm getting closer to 60, so it's a short trip here. It isn't ours for long. May we spend generously the time that we are given. And lastly, to get a female voice in here, the poet Holly Hughes, really interesting woman who wrote a book, Mindful Writing in a Busy World. Can you hear me up there? Up there, the lower mids, I want to make sure, right? All right. The mind, she says, the mind always wants more than it has. One more bright day of sun, one more clear night in bed with the moon, one more hour to get the words just right, one more chance for the heart hiding to emerge from its thicket in dried grass. As if this quiet day with its tentative light weren't enough, as if joy weren't strewn all around us. As if joy weren't strewn all around us today. Look at this beautiful day out the windows. It's incredible. There's joy, there's beauty everywhere. So to all of you, particularly you lower mids up there, I want to welcome you again to Taft. I want to speak to you this morning about gratitude. I think what I'm going to say about gratitude and this bell of mindfulness can really change your life, can change our community in a positive way, can change our world. Think about things you want to be thankful for. A good night's sleep last night, maybe a nice breakfast that Clive in the kitchen maybe made you an omelet, maybe Marcia put out the fruit for you, my good friend Victor made the coffee for you. Think about this beautiful early autumn day, the ability to see and hear the sounds of nature when you walk around the beautiful Taft campus under this blue sky, passing by autumn flowers. You see the green leaves that are poised to become burning bushes in our midst, orange, reds, yellows. There's so much, isn't there? Stop for a moment and breathe, and to become truly present, to give thanks for everything that's around us. You know, in the Buddhist culture, there are monks that they bow so many times in gratitude, with humility, that they have a callus on their head from bowing so much. And we could almost do that. We feel really so moved by the beauty of this day that I think we almost feel like we could prostrate ourselves. One of my favorite Christian theologians comes from the 13th century. His name is Meister Eckhart. He's a Dominican Catholic monk. He's from the Rhineland, and he said this, very simply: if the only prayer you said in your life is thank you, that would suffice. I think Mrs. Ganung has this in her office, it's college counseling. But say it, he means, with your whole heart, your whole being, with every cell in your body. That's what he means. Thank you is a way of living in the world. Well, let me share with you a remarkable story that I read a few years ago in the San Francisco Chronicle. This beautiful 50-ton humpback female whale was spotted by a crab fisherman near the Farallon Islands off the coast of San Francisco. Its entire body was wrapped in the nylon ropes that connect the crab traps to each other. The traps were really heavy, weighing down this struggling whale. It was trying to keep on the surface so it could breathe. The crab fisherman naturally immediately radioed for help, and within the hour, rescuers came out, and they assessed the situation, and they found out that the only way they could free the whale was to get in the water with it, with their scuba gear on, and they had these specially curved knives. It was risky, though. Can you imagine getting in the water with a 50-pound whale? It's the danger of its tail slapping you could kill someone in a second. One of the divers said the whale was peaceful during the hours it took him and others to cut the ropes. And there was a gentle vibration, he said, coming from the whale from the whole time. Another diver who was cutting the large rope out of the whale's mouth that was severely tangled said the whales, they have these tiny eyes, even though they're these huge creatures. The whale's eye was following and observing him the whole time. He said it was a life-changing experience, sort of like the ones astronauts have when they're in space and they see in the darkness of space, the blue pearl of the Earth, this incredible planet that we live on. All of the rescuers reported that when the whale realized it was free, it began swimming in circles around them. They all felt that the whale was thanking them, knowing that it was free and they had helped it. A diver closest to the whale, about a foot away from him, said when the whale circled around, it came right up a foot away and it started to nudge him, sort of like a dog that goes under your arm and nudges you a little bit, pushing him around, having fun, being playful. And the whale went around to each one of the rescuers, the divers, and did the same thing. The story is absolutely true. You can read it in the San Francisco Chronicle. Of course, no one knows for sure scientifically what was going on in the mind of the whale. But I, along with other rescuers and countless others who have read this story, choose to believe that animals and all things in the natural world and universe are capable of expressing gratitude. Did you know that there's something out there called the Gratitude Project? Anybody hear of that? The Gratitude Project? Okay, you hear of it now. There are people out there somewhere who are grateful for all kinds of things, mundane things that we take for granted, things that are ordinary, like every day in September, one of the most beautiful months here in New England, or maybe for your sister, or for airbags in cars, or for chocolate, or for weather, or for technology, or for meteors in August, and so forth. Let's pause for a moment and think about what you're thankful for. Think about in your life what you're thankful for. Actually, though, there's not one gratitude project out there. There are multiple gratitude projects out there. You can Google them and you can find them everywhere. There's a gratitude project created by a group of photographers who are residing in different parts of the world. who have joined together to look through the lens of gratitude, because we look at the world through different lenses every day. What lens are we looking through? A lens of kindness and compassion, or an irritable lens? So be mindful of the lens you're looking through. They take photographs of things and people that inspire gratitude within them, and they post them on their website, 365gratitude.com. There are gratitude campaigns whose purpose is to express and share thanks for women and men who are serving in the military, operationgratitude.com. There are gratitude challenges of various lengths in which people commit to sharing something that they are grateful for every day. There's this gratitude graffiti project which began in Maplewood, New Jersey. Anybody from Maplewood, New Jersey here? Any around there? And then they spread to nearby towns. The purpose of the Gratitude Graffiti Project was to engage the residents in the practice of the appreciation of life through interactive art. The project provided blank cards, chalk, and washable markers all around town so that people could go around writing down what they were grateful for. On the sidewalks, or written in washable marker on big glass windows of stores around town, on index cards that they would place on gas stations, shops, small stores, banks, and so forth. The goal was to paint the town of Maplewood with gratitude. It's a beautiful idea. There are even a number of gratitude cafes whose mission is both to serve delicious food and also do business through the practice of sacred commerce, which I always thought was an oxymoron, but they've made it into something wonderful. They write, "We view our restaurants as environments to not only serve healthy food, but also training grounds to practice seeing our lives from the perspective of gratitude." But I also found the father of gratitude in the modern era, and I rediscovered his work, another favorite writer, Brother David Steindl-Rast, who was an 87-year-old Benedictine Catholic monk from Austria, a scholar of philosophy and Buddhism. He's a teacher and a prolific writer, but what he's most proud of in his long career is founding a network for grateful living, ANG, and a little asterisk L, you can look online, which is a worldwide community dedicated to gratefulness as the core inspiration for personal change in our lives, international cooperation, and sustainable activism. Gratitude can really change our world. The purpose of the Network for Grateful Living is to provide education and support for the practice of grateful living, make it into a global ethic. There's something else going on too. It's called the Charter for Compassion. Going around the world where schools, universities, towns, cities, whole regions in the world are signing on to a Charter for Compassion to treat one another, even in the world of politics and government and business, treat others with compassion. So coupled with this gratitude campaign, we can certainly change the world. They also offer workshops, they offer retreats, local groups that teach people to cultivate gratefulness. According to Brother Steindl-Rast, the practice of gratefulness moves people in several directions. In our personal life, it's an inward thing. We look into our own lives and we think, wow, what are we really thankful and grateful for? But it's an outward thing because it moves us to move out into the world with generosity. In our social lives, gratitude can be focused one-to-one, reconciling our relationships, or it can be focused more broadly and used as an instrument for healing the entire world. One of the ways we can do that is through cultivate this idea of gratitude is reverence for nature. You should get out in the busy lives. You should get out on this campus, get out somewhere at least a few times a day to appreciate nature. This is something that I do often with my dog, and I wrote this speech out in nature. But also intergenerational respect. I think the respect we have here between teachers and students is really important. Also interfaith dialogue and aware of opportunities. We're always looking for opportunities to serve. You can look at a TED Talk. I encourage you to look at this TED Talk. I'll send it to you, that Brother David Steindl-Rast did. It's only 12 minutes. His message is essentially incredibly simple. He says this: there's something that we know about everyone. There's something I know about every one of you, and I'm not with the NSA or I haven't talked to Edward Snowden, but I do know something about every one of you. And you know something about me, and that is this: we all want happiness, we all want joy, we all want peace, we all want love in our lives. But we need to work at cultivating this, cultivating gratefulness in our personal lives while we also work at creating here at Taft a culture of gratefulness in the Taft community. What is gratefulness? According to Steindl Rast, gratefulness and gratitude is what happens when we experience something that is precious to us, being freely given as a gift. When something valuable to us, such as just simple things, not big things, kindness, love is freely given, gratefulness spontaneously arises within us. The key is that we can experience this over and over. This moment of spontaneous gratitude does not have to be an isolated incident in our lives. Steindl Rast believes we can live gratefully, become aware that in every moment in our lives is a given moment. Every moment is something precious we are freely given. You know that not one of us is guaranteed another moment on this planet. It's a gift. But now you might be asking yourselves, how can I be grateful and happy in everything? Clearly, you cannot be grateful for everything. I know that. Nor are we supposed to be grateful for everything. We cannot be grateful for loss. We cannot be grateful for grief. We cannot be grateful for violence. We cannot be grateful for poverty, for war, for racism. But according to Steindl Rast, we can practice. We can begin to see every moment as a full opportunity, even the very painful moments when we are challenged far beyond what we believe we're capable. We can learn patience. We can learn to endure struggle and hardship with strength, with courage, and with dignity, and then we're able to help others. But how do we do this then? How do we cultivate gratitude? We learn to live gratefully, he says, moment by moment. He believes it's very simple. The first thing he says is we stop, like a stop sign in front of you. I'd prefer to use the bell, but we stop. That's what we do. Then we become awake. We wake up to what? He says we wake up to surprise, because there's surprise and wonder in every moment of life. As long as nothing surprises us, we're walking through life in a daze. So we need to practice waking up to surprise. And he says one simple question he asks is, he uses an alarm clock to wake him up. I use the bell, he uses an alarm clock idea. Everything that happens when you walk out of here into the rest of the day, say, isn't this surprising? Yes, this will be the correct answer no matter when and where and under what circumstances you ask the question. Isn't this surprising? Isn't this amazing that I'm here now on this earth in this school? Step 2 is you stop, then you look. You look around. Simple question. Where's opportunity? There's always opportunity for you to do something. You'll find that most of the time the opportunity that's given to you is an opportunity to simply enjoy life. Almost most of the time we have a non-toothache. You know how excruciating it is when we have a toothache, but most of the time we don't have a toothache. Most of the time the availability of joyful experiences is right there. To enjoy sounds, to enjoy smells, to enjoy tastes, textures, colors, friendliness, kindness, patience, faithfulness, honesty, all those gifts that soften the soil of our heart like a warm spring rain softens the earth's soil. Such opportunities are always available, and the more we practice awareness of these countless opportunities to simply enjoy, the easier it becomes to recognize difficult and painful experiences, even as opportunities and gifts to learn and to grow. And finally, step 3 is go, respond, go forth into the world. Once we are in the habit of being awake to surprises, we're looking for opportunity, it becomes possible and easy to respond to life, especially when we're offered an opportunity to enjoy something. So when a sudden rain shower happens, we're no longer see it as an inconvenience, but we see it as a surprise gift as we feel the warm rain running down our nose. My simple recipe, he says, for a joyful day is this. Stop, wake up, look around. It's beauty. Look at the sun, look at the blue sky, the flowers. Then go with all your alertness you can muster for the opportunity the moment offers. So stop, look, go, respond. You know, lastly, we so easily count our deficits, don't we, in life instead of our blessings. I fall into this pattern like you. So this message is just as much for me as it is for you. We so often count our deficits. So we readily voice our complaints instead of our gratitude. You know, complaining is a state of mind. It's a way of being in the world. So be mindful of that. We get pinched and indrawn. We get anxious about how to get what we need instead of to give what we need. What's our motto? To serve and not to be served. We forget that the two are completely linked, and that when we see our bounty and feel blessed, though we give from that bounty. And when we give, we find in life abundance. So grace, the 3 G's, grace, gratitude, and generosity, are all braided together. We forget often, don't we? I do. So this today is a gentle reminder about gratitude. Just a few things about the morning meeting. It is very different than assembly. So on Wednesday and Saturday, we meet at the same time. We sing, we announce things, we have fun, we do all kinds of different things. Tuesday and Thursday, it's our sacred time. It's our special time together. So we come in, we hear students, we hear faculty, and we hear a lot of outside speakers. But in a really broad sense, we're exploring moral, ethical, spiritual values in life. What's the purpose of me in my life? And we do it through the arts, through music, through poetry, through maybe a lecture, all kinds of creative ways. But it's our really sacred time together. So I encourage you, when you come in here, come in with an open mind. Come in with a beginner's mind. There's a wonderful Japanese Buddhist, Shunra Suzuki, who says, if we come into a situation with a beginner's mind, there's a lot of room to learn. But if we come with an expert's mind, there's no room. So come with a beginner's mind. You're always going to learn something here. And be prepared. And then be really respectful of whoever's here. We try and keep it within that 20-minute period. You get here on time, and we'll finish on time, and you'll have a chance to enjoy your coffee and your break. So I wish you have a great day. Show some, I know you do show gratitude. You're a wonderful bunch. Take care.